Alright, so I'm trying to get the Simplicity Sunstar that previously had the Johnny Bucket Jr. on it. I'm trying to get it ready for the winter. And a couple years back, I picked up this snowblower attachment, shaft drive for Simplicity Sunstar. Came from a guy that actually had one but didn't use the snowblower for it anymore. I went and picked it up, took a nice long 5-hour trip, I think, one way just to get this thing. And so here it is for the first time, hooking it up to a tractor. But here's the thing, when I got there, it had this electric chute control that was rusted up and not working. So it took me a little bit of research. There's not a lot of information online specifically about this, but I was able to find out that this motor was just a window motor from, I think, a GM truck. I don't remember. It's been a couple years since I bought it, so I think it cost me about $48 for this thing. So I'm finally getting around to reassembling it, getting it together, and did some wiring today. Now this particular unit, there's a ground connection on the bottom. That was just a spade terminal. And then the motor came with a pigtail with the yellow and the black wire and stuff. And what I did is I cut the other end of that pigtail off. There was a different kind of connection here that was specifically for the vehicle. And well, let's take a look at the wiring that's coming out of the tractor. So the wiring that was coming out of the tractor was this blue and white wire. That was what was installed when the previous owner of this tractor put a Johnny Bucket Jr. on there. This is called the Delphi Weather Pack. It's like a weather-proof connection, and I wanted to be able to leave that on there so when the Johnny Bucket goes back on. So what I ended up doing, tracked down, basically, you know, I think I got about half a dozen of these weather pack. These things are really slick. You do have to get, not that you have to, but I picked up this tool, special tool for this, so keep that handy for other projects. But this is what's going on so far. So I'm able to use the same wiring for the Johnny Bucket Jr., attach it to this window motor, and then of course I have a ground here. I use just a bullet connector for the ground, and this is attached to the frame of the tractor up underneath. So we're about to fire this up and find out if everything I did works well. Let's see. All right, appears to work pretty well. So I'll wrap up these wires and do a little cleanup, and this thing should be ready for the snow. One thing I want to mention real quickly is that the wiring that was installed for the Johnny Bucket Jr. was, I believe, 12 gauge wire. So I wanted to stick with the 12 gauge wire. Also, I believe that this pigtail that came with the motor was 12 gauge, so we just decided to stick with 12 gauge all around. So a little bit heavier duty, a little bit better conductivity, so shouldn't see any problems. Alright, so I know that the snowblower, normally this whatever that is there is for the hand crank. I don't know if this is an aftermarket part or upgrade from the factory years ago or from the dealership years ago, but this auto turn mechanism has the same thing right here, and then you've got this shaft. I think it's a pretty solid shaft, and where it ties in over here, this bracket, see that whole metal bracket, it had holes drilled in the right spot to mount the motor, but then right here, the gear for the window mechanism, that's I don't know, this bit and this thing you'll see with that's a tension spring or tension pin, and then on the other side that's an Allen head set screw. There's another one on the underside of that. So this piece and this piece, it's all one piece. So I didn't design it that way, somebody else did, but it seems to work. And if you have something like it, hopefully you can track down a piece. Also, it is the metal bracket here. There's a brass bushing. You'll see right there, the brass bushing is a part of the metal bracket, and so that coupling in the middle just spins inside that brass. So again, I don't know if that helps you if you're looking to set something up like this or fix something like this, but this is what I got figured out. And here's the final product. Kind of just wrapped up the wires, made sure that everything was anything that's moving is not anywhere near a pinching a wire. So there it is. Thanks for watching.